Welcome back, folks. H0 here. Again, doing another quick review. This one is another anime favorite of mine. This is Cowboy Bebop the movie. The TV series actually is more known, I think, here and in Japan. And the funny thing, when this movie was made in 2001, the series just came out in English over here in the American broadcast system. I believe uh, Adult Swim had picked it up, and I didn't hear about the movie until I think finally watching the last episode. Ironically, the series is very good. Like every single character has some kind of past lingering behind them. The synopsis is technically for the series and a little bit for the movie. It's about these four bounty hunters. They're just scraping by, to get money and all that. But more or less, I think the focal point was every single character's past and what brought them all together. But in this particular movie, they're going up against some terrorist, and again, it's the same thing. It's like a deep, dark past, and his motive for why he wants to destroy the world. The government he was working for completely screwed him over. This is actually the piece of it called the movie part is the real name is actually Knocking on Heaven's Door, and ironically, I think the ending song has some correlation, but it was a Bob Dylan song. So for copyright reasons, when it came to America and possibly other parts of the world, they had changed it to the movie. Some more funny information I found out about this. This movie is actually banned in Iraq and Iran. And I think it's because there's a Muslim character in this film, and researching, why they banned it, because it's not really mocking the character. He's just there. And he was really there because he was a tour guide uh, for the staff behind the scenes of the movie. Or it could have been the fact that he was indirectly selling enhancement drugs. But either way, is no derogatory representation of Muslims. But apparently finding out a little bit more about their culture, any character whatsoever of Muslim descent or even part of that world, that film or piece of media gets banned. I don't know why. Because out of curiosity, my personal opinion, say if a Muslim person had made a movie about a Muslim character, would that still be banned if it's here in America? Regardless if it's the Nation of Islam or an actual person that came from that country. But it probably will be anyway. I'm not going to get into the whole politics of that. You can leave your comments in the description box. If you want to share your 2 cents about it. But this is one of those anime movies that I can watch over and over again. It has really good music. The staff actually went to New Orleans to record, or get a vibe of the jazz and bebop feel. And ironically, it got me into jazz music, not any particular artist, but just the classic feel and the rhythm and blues. And, when you listen to the soundtrack of this movie and the TV series, you are moved or in depth because of how mellow it really is. And, they usually say in cinema, music sometimes can save a film. Just like the last review of The Beach, it had some very good music in the soundtrack, and of course I have that in my library, which ironically was a thought I was trying to make in the last video that I couldn't remember what it was. But again, I really love Cowboy Bebop because the main character himself I can kind of relate with. Your past is always trying to catch up with you one way or another, and you have a lot of regrets of things that you didn't do. And he even says it in this movie because the movie takes place, in between the TV series. It's not like right afterwards, because the creator left it up to the fans. Spoiler alert in the series, if he died or not, and right after he attacked the assassin syndicate he used to work for. So I have moments like that, transcendental moments like that every other day. Sometimes what my life could have been, or not being living in fear and regret. Thankfully now I'm not that way. But wow, this is the longest review so far. I'm almost clocking in at 5 minutes. So yeah, that's Cowboy Bebop the movie. Again, it also did a very cool job with the science fiction part within the story of nano machines being a weapon. And me as a writer, writing a comic book, I kind of put that in my story a little bit, but I did do a couple of changes. I really don't want to redo what they did. But yeah, that's the only thoughts I have on this film so far. See you in the next one. The next one's gonna be a love romance movie, Crazy Beautiful, I believe. So keep a lookout for that one.